Hi everyone, my name is Aleesha Deshmukh, and today we're going to be asking the question to split or not to split, specifically looking at how energy level affects the foraging behavior of slime mold. So just to give a little bit of background, as we all know, food is essential for survival. It's fuel. However, despite this, resources are not always evenly distributed, and so organisms have evolved different strategies in order to optimize their search. Some use levee walks, which are short movements with occasional long jumps, and this is ideal for unpredictable environments. Others use Brownian-like strategies, which is characterized by lots of short, random steps, and this is better for more resource-rich settings. And not only does resource distribution affect how organisms forage, but energy levels also have an effect on how organisms search for food. And so while this has been studied a lot in unitary organisms, not much has been done in organisms that have the ability to split. And so this is where slime mold comes in. So slime mold is a multinucleated protist that moves through shuttle streaming by extending these pseudopods to explore. And while slime mold is most famous for solving mazes and optimizing networks, its foraging behavior, especially its ability to split, has not really been studied. And so I wanted to look at how specifically energy level affects slime mold foraging behavior. And so in my experiments, I placed a slime mold cell in the center of agar plates with 4 food blocks around it, one being the most optimal food source in green, and the other 3 being of lower nutritional diet in blue. And the cells were either starved for a period of 96 hours or fed for a period of 48 hours prior to the experiment. And then we recorded their behavior for 48 hours. And so what we predicted to see was that starved cells would hedge their bets. And because of this, we would expect them to split more often in order to increase their chances of finding food. We would expect them to cover more ground, and we would expect them to discover resources faster. However, what we saw in the experiment was that fed cells in green actually split more frequently than the starved ones, which contradicted our first prediction. Despite splitting less, the starved cells did, however, cover more ground over time, which supported our second prediction. And they also reached the optimal food source faster than the fed cells, which also confirmed our third prediction. And so from these results, our hedge betting hypothesis was not really supported. And instead, we think that fed cells may be using a sort of profit maximization strategy where they use splitting to exploit multiple resources when energy is more abundant. Meanwhile, starved cells, despite splitting less, were still more efficient explorers, covering more ground and finding better resources earlier. Why this happens, we're really not too sure yet, but I would love to hear your thoughts and ideas on what you think might be driving this behavior. So before I end, I just want to thank my lab at NJIT, especially the PI, Dr. Garnier, and also Paco, Chow, and Subunits for their guidance and support. Thank you.